Good morning. September the 10th, 2025. Morning. Still we see female neighbours walking by that do not say hi, because you're a bad guy. Last night I watched Craig Houston's. Normally it's Craig Houston's 10-minute moan, but it was Craig Houston Talks, and he's talking to a very knowledgeable fellow. It might be worth your while going to have a watch at last night's show with Craig Houston. The gentleman who he's speaking to, he knows quite a lot. Morning. And he was speaking about the Catholic cult mobs, but he would refer to them as the Fabians. And although he gave some expert analysis on the Fabians, what he said about the Fabian Society goes for all other Catholic cult memberships, brotherhoods, sororities, fraternities. Yes, those are what runs our countries. You know, when I do these live chat things in the morning, it's normally because I'm frustrated. I'm missing something. So I kind of rush out the door and look for someone to speak to. Normally that's Mary or Jean. And every town in Scotland's got Mary and Jean. And they're always beautiful people. But this morning I woke up to an email. Now I don't normally get any emails or any support as a father, as an old white father, as an old white man. Firstly, there is no support funded for fathers unless they're effeminate men. And I don't say that saying it's just for gay men, because I don't see all gay men as being just effeminate men. You don't need to be homosexual to be effeminate. And the Catholic cult members prove this. The Freemasonic types, Jesuits, Knights of St. Columba, all of these. The ones that protect child abuse. It's just that the feminist, Freemason, Catholic member, the Catholic cult member, it's kind of come to the female running things. I'll say good morning right now, because I see one or two people have come on. And when I was speaking earlier about receiving an email, normally it's hate mail. There's a guy that reaches out, I don't know if it's a guy or a girl, but Rusty, offering financial assistance, along with a few other people reaching out offering financial assistance, because, well, if they know a father can't afford food or bog roll, he can't afford toilet paper, then he might be worthy of some assistance. But I just can't find it in me to accept, because I know that's what kind of destroyed me. The money side of things, or my failure using the money. And all that money came in Australia. And I spoke to I believe it's a nice lady, Kelly with an IE. And I know we've got an old rock band in the UK from Wales. Was it Semisonic? But the guy's called Kelly. I'm sure it's Kelly Jones, but I'm sure this was a lady Kelly, because she was talking about some men in her family, and men that she knew that had taken their own lives because of parental alienation, child abuse, the propaganda machine's term for child abuse, mainly because when a woman abuses a child, you have to separate the child from the abuser, and it's very easy when you say parental alienation. Now, if there's any parents out there with children that love the idea of keeping them safe, I want you to hit the like button. It doesn't seem to be the first thing you reach for when it's fathers looking for the safety of children, or fathers looking out for the rights of children. You don't seem to reach out and press that like button, and it makes me think that it's just predators. When I say the vast majority, I mean every one of you on here right now. You've just not bothered. Now, I won't be getting any money from your likes or subscribes, but the thing is, more people get to watch and listen and get in contact with, because Kelly got in contact just to let me know that she understands, she knows fathers, possibly mothers, but she told me about 2 men. But imagine there was some woman part of that. If there was some woman that was part of that, we would only be concentrating on the men and women, the adult abusers or the adult ones facing the turmoil of child abuse. But it's 100% of children. 100% of children. And if we want to start blaming the Catholic cult members, the ones that are floating to the top at this moment are the feminists, but it's the Fabian Society. And I know if you do a quick search, and you've got so many options for doing a quick search these days, check the Fabian Society, and how many of our MPs and MSPs are members of that. But you could do the same with Freemasonry, you could do the same with Eastern Star, you could do the same with Jesuits, you could do the same with the Knights of Columbia. It's little effeminate Catholic cult members. They don't care about the safety of children, they don't care about the rights of family, and they'll do anything to get what they want. I've noticed my ex-partner, she's willing to do anything, she'll hurt anyone to get what she wants. And I don't think she really knows what she wants in life. But when things cost money and she's attracted to that, she only wants the money that can get her that. Are you the same? Because there's so many about here. So a big shout out this morning to Kelly, and obviously you, Rusty. They always tell me to ignore the predatorial commenters, the ones that don't hit the like button, the ones that will continually assist in the child abuse. And you assist in child abuse by going to Catholic cults, by joining the Jesuits, by becoming a Freemason, by joining the Eastern Star, by any of these little women's institutes, by any of these little boys' fraternities. Now, what I do know is when Craig Houston was speaking last night on his video with a very well-read gentleman, he said he was confused at when the UK government decided to do the trans actions, giving children hold of drugs that sterilise them, allowing children to make a decision where they sterilise themselves. Now, I still see there's only 2 people hit the like button, so you're saying that all of you prefer the sterilisation of children. Now, when the sterilisation of children was accepted in the UK, and because of Billboard Chris, it's no longer accepted, but they will push for this because we are part of something called Five Eyes, including Australia, New Zealand, Canada, the UK and whoever else. Because these Fabian Society, Catholic cult, Freemasonic networks, the Eastern Star feminist groups, they profit from breaking down your family. They profit from breaking down your family. They profit from disabling your children. And they do this with a number of weapons that they have in their arsenal. And their arsenal includes the poisonous cocktails you've been putting in your veins. Now they're very wise to the fact you no longer want to put these poisonous cocktails in your blood system. So they've got other ways of getting you to take it. Many methods, but now it's forced upon you without your knowledge. The same as we force things upon our children in school without your knowledge, and that's why I would be more afraid if my children were actually in school in Scotland. I would home teach. But to do anything where a parent is in control and his children are safe, the predators in your parliament and in your government protect pedos. That's what they do. The police protect pedos. The parliamentaries protect pedos. Every single day. Every day, children do not have any safety from women protected by charities who call themselves mothers and victims when they're not mothers. They're definitely not victims. They're parasites abusing children. And Poland protects these parasites. Now, I'd prefer my children to be safe in Poland than here right now. But how can you possibly say, when we all know the Catholic Church and what they do, protecting pedos, protecting paedophiles, I'm talking priests, men that wear collars and pretend they're men of God. Which God? Lowercase g? Baphomet style? Because this morning I woke up, and although it's great to get a little letter or a nice wee email saying we support you and we understand that fathers are killing themselves at this awful rate, man, it makes me want to cry and hug the person. Building a channel to let things get known and seen. See, if you're a wee Freemason, you can open a wee small business, and the council in your town, which is overrun by Freemasons, the Eastern Stars, the Catholic cult members that abuse kids, you'll get paid off for keeping quiet, for abusing kids, or for being a little alky. This is who the Freemasons pay off. Effeminate men. Will we get any food today? Will I get toilet paper today? Does anyone really care? Good morning to everyone out there. Morning all. No surrender. And we don't surrender by being where we should be and not retreating. Aye, female Kelly. Aye, female Kelly. I'm just reading some of your fantastic comments at the moment. Good morning. Where are you off to? I'm off to Mummy's. Although I do her head in, she still puts up with me. Are you still lucky enough to have a parent alive? Visit them before they're no longer here. Hi from Somerset, UK. Scrumpy Jack. Does everyone say that kind of thing? They say the same way they say Sean Connery to me. What up, my guy? Thank you very much, man. Hello, Somerset. It is little hazy. Hope you didn't smoke or drink too much last night. I'd prefer you lay off the drink completely. It's always been the most volatile of drugs. Wee cat. of my mat. Should we break in? Not a problem, sir. We live in Scotland, so we leave our door open. Good morning. I'll keep you here for a wee while. Now, I just go through a few of the messages. Thanks, no surrender. I can't read that right. I don't know if that's Kelly. It's saying, yeah, Kelly, female. Looks like Arabic. I think my English writing looks like Arabic when I do that. Yeah, so within Australia and New Zealand, Canada and the UK, we've got Five Eyes, and this is just a little link up Freemasonry to keep the order, to keep the rules tight. And when I was in Australia in the early 2000s, when John Howard was the Prime Minister, the things that took place in that country, the things that your MPs, your professionals actually done, it was never good. I only come on to say hello to Kelly, hello to Rusty, thanks for any type of support, for down Somerset, for over in Boston, for friends in New Zealand, Australia. I loved it so much living there, I loved it so much. Even if I had to go door to door in Queensland. But my favourite place was New South Wales. My business was set up in New South Wales. My business was set up in Bondi Junction, near Randwick, and in George Street in the city. It was for Energy Australia, so it was mainly the New South Wales government company when it was deregulated. I've always woken up early and got out early, especially when I stop drinking and don't have a hangover. But I've not drank with anyone for so many years. But I've not smiled and trusted anyone properly for so many years. I would love to say I trust these people that are contacting me out there. I'd love to say I think you are being genuine. But I don't even know if I'm being genuine. I've got no idea that this is going to help me or my children. It's always set to cause trouble at the very start. I've had many of these brought into court. That's YouTube videos. And 10, 15 years ago, Facebook posts, 10 years ago, Facebook posts, used against me as evidence by a child abusing liar. A court documented child abusing liar. They would do anything to her sister. They'd done everything to break an innocent father and take away his children in Poland. And I know in Scotland, even though it's quite similar, I know they do stick up for fathers and can see these violent women for what they are. I've known of some of the mothers. A good friend that lives locally to here, they wanted to put his ex-partner in prison, and she's not done half the things my ex has done to our children. Her mother's even abused their children. They do it openly. They do it without anyone making any complaints in Gorzów Wielkopolski. I'm making plans to go there. I have to have you nice people online when I head across to Gorzów Wielkopolski, because they will come and they will manhandle me, they will beat me up and arrest me. And I would like to get this on camera just prior to the arrest, or have someone, a friend, that can take away my phone. They beat you hard in Poland. The police beat you up hard. They treat you like dirt. When I say treat you like dirt, I mean they'll use other prisoners or other people they've arrested that are full of drugs or drink to intimidate and cause fear. It was one of the most frightening times of my life being thrown in a prison cell in Gorzhov. I'd never been thrown in a prison cell, especially a foreign prison cell, awash with urine and feces. One policeman came in and moved me to another place with less urine and feces in the floor. He done that because the other police were laughing. They were laughing at me while I was in prison with the poo and pee. The poo was actually floating in the urine in Gorzhov. And this was after my ex-partner was found to be a child abductor, court documented, liar. So you court documented and lied about being raped and you're still believed. You're still trusted and supported. So that's why I find it difficult for anyone reaching out and offering support. I find it difficult when I upload to YouTube and the second it's uploaded, it's been wiped. All of the information that I've taken 15, 25 minutes, an hour to edit and write. And this is after I've made the video. This is just to add some written text in the screen. It's whitewashed and taken out. There's nearly 900 videos, and altogether they probably have about 1,000 views. These live things are seen by more people. I don't know why, because if I'm scrolling through, I don't go to the live thing and see desperate people screaming for desperacy to get, and what they want is money from you. They want something from you, and generally that means just to get your support and subscribing and liking. But I mean, on this right now, there's 2 people pressed like out of about 50, so my percentages aren't good. But you're talking 100 or 1,000 people can come through this chat, and 5 or 10 will press like. But if I was to have a semi-naked partner beside me who acted like these Freemasonic family wreckers, or if I stood and started to unclothe myself or be a bit effeminate myself, I would get more views, I would get more likes, I would get more shares, and my children might get to know me, but they would be getting to know some beast. And that's in my opinion. You might think this is a beast. Whatever this is, because this has been called many things. And every single thing that's been thrown at me, it's never really meant much. Sometimes it's hurt my feelings. Sometimes I've acted like a little effeminate pussy and like this, you know. I found it a help when I was in Poland. When I was in Poland and I had the police assault me at my home. I was having different types of security sent to my home, different threats from neighbours and her friends and work colleagues. And it's difficult to live while you're constantly under threat in a foreign country. But I felt safer in the foreign country because I had my life threatened. Face to face, I had my life threatened in Poland. But these big Polish men also stood by me. It was mainly women abusing children in Poland. It was mainly the Catholic women being willingly abusive towards our kids. I've wrote some lessons I've tried to use in my life. And I've failed with all of these lessons. That's why I write them down and I go over them. I don't want to kick my own head in, but I am very tough on myself. Get rid of self-conceit, because it's impossible to learn that which you think you already know. And there's so many of us that think we know everything. I'm one of them. But whenever I know there's an opportunity to learn, I'll sit and I'll listen. My ears will be open. I learned that I've got 2 ears and 1 mouth. But because I'm on YouTube, this needs my 1 mouth to be active, my mind to be open, my heart to be pure, and my gut to use instinct. When I say my gut to use instinct, I mean, you have to teach your body to have that gut instinct, because we've poisoned it. Like the same way we've poisoned our own minds, we've poisoned our gut, we've poisoned it with artificial food products. They're artificial food products because there's nothing real in there. Food is used as a weapon to break down your blood-brain barrier, the same as they have used vaccines and medicines. They make your stomach acidic and they make you feel sick. All medicine. If you want a quick way, if your body is truly ill and broken, you can take 2 ingredients, one being cold pressed linseed oil or flaxseed oil if you're in America. I know some states do still call it flaxseed, but either way, linseed or flaxseed oil, cold pressed. And if you mix that with cottage cheese or quark, so you would take 100 ml of your favourite cottage cheese or quark. You can even use strained Greek yogurt. Now you would mix that 100 ml with 50 ml of cold pressed linseed oil, and you would use an immersion blender until it's smooth and creamy. You can even add some honey if you like sweet stuff. But you can also break up some linseed, mill the linseed. You can use fresh linseed. So it's just 2 ingredients, a fermented milk product and linseed oil. Now these 2 ingredients combined have been proven many thousands of times over to assist with all cancers, stage 4 cancer, end of life illnesses, just with these 2 ingredients. They're not a magic cure, but they are a miracle oxygen supplying cream made by biochemist Dr. Johanna Budwig, an amazing German woman. And when the feminist regime reach out to call me a woman hater, I've written books about amazing women, doctors, biochemists, nurses, whether it's Nurse Cassie, the Canadian nurse, the German biochemist, and these so-called feminists for women's rights keep quiet, great women, and they will use women who have been violent in the past. Look at the women that started off your women's right movement, purple and white, or violet and white, votes for women, the suffragettes movement by Emmeline Pankhurst. She only tried to blow up the Prime Minister. Now, I don't believe she tried to blow up, but she accepted responsibility because they found hat pins at the bomb scene. Now, this is the security services in our government that has radicalised a woman, a very wealthy woman called Emmeline Pankhurst, and they've gone through and used her to get them into the work. And they used Emmeline Pankhurst to create a female workforce, to take you away from your children and to stop you from being mothers. And they've succeeded. And every government, every Western government have kept that ideology, breaking the woman by making her work. Then the woman can turn round and call her man all kind of names, lazy, stupid. But we get used to that as fathers until the propaganda machine is used to abuse fathers, to bring us to the rate of suicide, where fathers are killing themselves at over 800% higher than women, and not mothers, women. And no woman should be taking her life feeling unworthy, helpless, hopeless. And that helplessness and hopelessness is what we fund female charities to do. The amount of nonsense you write down. But let me tell you about what parental alienation actually is. And this has been written down by a female expert, Lena Helblom Jorgensen, who's a PhD. We understand the Universal Declaration of Human Rights, Article 12, is ignored by all countries. The UK and Poland I have to highlight because my children are being abused. The European Convention of Human Rights, Article 8, is being ignored as they use the UN still to propagate our money. And believe me, they're trying to have a one world currency right now. They want all your coins, and they want all your paper, and they want all your silver and gold. And the UN Convention on the Rights of the Child to have the right to a family life with both safe, loving parents. My ex-partner made that possibility null and void. She made the Human Rights Declaration null and void. She made the Universal Declaration of Human Rights, Article 12, in the European Human Rights null and void. Polish woman done this. She was helped and assisted by the DAIU. Now, who's the DAIU? That's the Domestic Abuse Investigation Unit of Police Scotland, assisted in the abduction of my children. Because Edinburgh Women's Aid, a funded Scottish charity, fed her, my ex-partner, the story to say that she was raped in many, many occasions. The police told me she said she was raped many times. She said she was beaten many times. It took years and years and years to prove my innocence, and no father can prove his innocence. But she blamed Edinburgh Women's Aid. She gave this story because she wanted to distance herself from being a child abuser. And now she's supported in that role as a child abuser. She no longer uses that. She won't say that again, but it's court documented. It was court documented in family court and in the appellate court. The court where she broke down and said, sorry, we got back together and my son was born. Poland offered all kinds of psychological treatment for the family, and they gave us nothing. They gave us one little woman that could not speak English, who was part of the Eastern Star and the Catholic cult. And she told me to apologise to the child abuser for calling her a bitch. She is a bitch, and that's the least of what she is. She's abusing my children. She's abusing your children. And the Polish government are abusing all children. The Scottish government are abusing all children. We fund the DAIU, we're funding the police. We're funding charity to break down family. It doesn't matter how many women, professional, PhD level, biochemists, good women I speak about and write about, you ignore them. You forget them. You throw them into the arse end of history, the one that you never speak about. So history is just his story. But who is he? Living with the predators, the people we call they. It's always they have done it. They have made the decision. They have abused your children. They have taken us away. The hierarchy exploiting you. The hierarchy abusing children. My whole point of this, I just want to be a father to my children. There's been a separation, there's been a disagreement. That doesn't mean I shouldn't be allowed to be a father to my children. Are you sharing? Are you liking this? Are you subscribing to this father that doesn't get paid any of this? That's not allowed to work. I'm not allowed to work in my country, in the UK. I'm not allowed to gain employment in Scotland because they've accepted false allegations that have been proven false. They've accepted Polish false allegations that have been proven false in court. I'm not having any Scottish MP help. I'm having them use this against me because I stand against the Catholic cult, the Freemasonic cult that runs this place. It's a Catholic cult. The Jesuits, the Eastern Star, it's the women running things in your councils right now as the Freemasons break down society, all been little effeminate men bumming one another. Secret men affairs on men. No wonder you're not liking this, because you're too busy liking other men's back ends. I just want to be an equal parent. What's wrong with that? You know what's wrong? Most fathers aren't treated as parents. That's why you get them to commit suicide. And that's a funded project. That's a funded movement. We should stop deflecting and start creating. This straw man argument of this abusive, drunken, drug-addled, bed-hopping father, that is mainly going with mothers these days. Like, I know I didn't cheat my ex-partner. I know all she done was that. I mean, she'd do it in front of your face. And if you complained, it was your fault. I mean, women became beasts in the 2000s. 2010, when I met her. I thought it was kind of just mad, crazy, cool. This was a Polish thing. No, but she's mentally ill, narcissist, child abusing, lowlife. I know most women out there wouldn't lie about being raped and wouldn't abuse kids, but she's doing this and she's supported. I don't see likes or loves or cares or subscribes. Thank you to the 200 subscribers. I might get to have this shown to 1,000 people, but there's only 200 subscribers here supporting a father's channel. A father that doesn't receive any financial assistance and is not allowed to work. So we create the straw man and force fathers to wear that straw man, the drunken man, the useless man. We're either equal or we're not. And women have pushed for the last 100 years to be equal to men. And look at how far you've pushed. So you can be the abuser. So a mother can abuse her own children. This was you trying to create equality. While women can walk into any job in the workforce. I'm seeing women walking around this. They get paid £15 an hour. Asian women, African women, very few Scottish women get paid for walking the streets £15 an hour. Most of them don't know their arse from their elbow, but we have to call them nurses. They come in and they write in the wee book. After asking my mum, "Joe, do you want some tea and toast? Do you want us to shower you?" Most times it's no with the reply. And 100 old women and 100 old men are getting this service. Since when did we need 100 nurses in every area walking round every place? It's to keep tabs on you. Keep tabs on your family. Children will end up thinking it's normal for these strangers from your councils to be just walking into your house. They've already taken over your kid's life. They've used women to destroy the family. They've used women to create family violence. They've used alcohol and the Freemasons to create men. They've used our forces to create men with no minds that have been broken. This is the Jesuit mind control. The Jesuit mind control is just join your army. Join your country's forces. And become a back-end blasting Jesuit. They'll break you until you're no longer you. You might have glimpses of you in the future, but at that point you'll know you've been severely mind controlled. It's common. Mind control's common. We've done it with LSD. We've been looking at these things for about 80, 90, 100 years. We were well versed in how to control, manipulate and abuse people. The reason I was a successful salesman in Australia, in Bondi, in Randwick, in the city centre, in George Street, across from a pub that was a very Scottish famous fight in George Street. But anyway, I'm not talking about that. If you're not an equal parent, you need to ask yourself, why? If you're not a decent human and you're taking children off their family and breaking fathers, you have to ask yourself why. Is it to feed your industry or to profit for your state? Is it to be in control of the other parent? Is it to profit for yourself because of your nasty choices? I know in Poland, the nasty abusive choices women are making are funded. They're funded in this country and they'll export her and your children abused to Poland because the Catholic cult is supporting paedophile priests. It's easy to be taken offline when you're talking about predators abusing children, but they're in every one of our governments, they're in every one of our council buildings. Children are not safe and family violence is what is pushed. All of these are excuses. Deflections that destroy lives of children and fathers. There is no but and father should be equal parents. Property. I I was given in trouble for saying my children were my property. And they are my property, my most valued property. And in law, that's what they're considered. But in legalese, they will play the game using the family court system to remove your children. But if you use law, you cannot have your children removed. And this is why there will be a 1 billion zloty court case. Poland will pay my children 1 billion zloty. This family abusing my children, they will pay dearly. Every one of this family, the friends, they've all sued me. They've all been given hand to sue me. Why? Because what I've just told you, they want to break fathers, they want to abuse children. And if you take away the strong point of the family, which is normally the father, and that's not to say there's not real strong mothers controlling families. And when I say control, I don't mean with a manipulative way. I'm talking about with a loving, motherly way, like a parent does. And there's so few of us around. I'm not allowed to call myself a parent because of an abusive woman. I'm not allowed to consider myself a parent because that's what society's trying to do. And there's 10 rules that the Freemasons, the Jesuits, the Eastern Star, the Fabians, there's 10 rules they use to keep you down. And it's to mock you. And it's to let you know you're never going to be equal to them. And it's to let you know that no one loves you, likes you. No one's going to be there for you. And you need to know that every day. That's what these parasites want you to believe if you're not part of their parasitical endeavour to abuse family and wreck the family system. That's why they create family violence. That's why they abuse kids. And that's why they fund women's charities to become vindictive child abusing lowlives. It's fraud in the factum to take away your children. They're committing fraud by taking away your children. It was lies from the beginning, lies from a mother, a willing child abusing woman. She can never be called a mother. Name the crime. Name the crime. When a mother abuses a baby, she's no longer a mother. But what is she? What are these Polish women? What are these effeminate men not allowing mothers to see their kids? As I said, I know loving mothers in Poland, in Gorzów, held back from seeing young children because of young effeminate men who are part of the church, and their mothers are Eastern Stars, part of the Catholic Church, part of the cult. And if you do go and watch Craig Houston's talk from last night, they confirm these are cults, but they're always very, very quiet and safe about the Freemasons. Why is that? Because they litter every town in Scotland, New Zealand, Australia, America, Canada. The Freemasons do. They've got their claws in everywhere, their rules. Even if you're not part, you still follow their rules. The parasites' rules, the 307's rules, whatever the number is for your Freemasonic Catholic cult members that pretend to be Protestants. Protestants were there to warn you about the Catholics, about the Antichrist, about the Romish Antichrist, bringing down children, bringing down family, tearing apart our souls in these horrible buildings they call churches, when we know the church is the people, the good people that don't go to these rape buildings for pedos' protection. And Poland has proven to protect paedophiles. Poland has released their own movies showing you, the people, about paedophile protection that happens in Poland. And now we're still keeping fathers away from children while we know this practice is normal in Poland. We know it's normal in all of Catholicism. I'm not blaming all Catholics because I know that you are there to find meaning for your own spirit or soul. And it's the Antichrist. They're killing your spirit. They're breaking your soul. Satan and his little minions are not as strong as God. The Freemasons, the Jesuit cult, the fake trials they gave us in Poland against fathers, all for witchcraft. Name the crime and Satan's used every time. He's walking through the halls of your parliament building. They're breaking down the good mothers and fathers. They're calling themselves decent people. They lick their lips and look at kids. They lick their lips and look at kids. Men and women. Every one of Hollywood, every single one, bar none. Every one of them. It's come onto YouTube. That's why YouTube keeps people like me, men like me, parents like me down. They don't want strong, willing, capable men and women, mothers and fathers. And I don't know when the chat was stopped. Child abuse is supported in Poland. Non-specialists in child abuse are used. I've seen about 1,000 of these women, and they have little pieces of paper from universities, Catholic cults, and colleges, with little embossed gold and stamps on them to say that they know some stuff. And when you get to speak to them, you find out, like my ex, you're brainless, you know nothing. How did you get this embossed piece of paper to say you're smart? Right, okay. So what did you do with those Polish men and those Polish institutions? The same as what they do with your children in the church buildings. They abuse them. They assault them. They assault the memory of Father. They assault they assault the name of the Father. They assault the name of any good mother. There's 17 alienating strategies. These have been identified by trained doctors. Have been identified. Child abuse has been identified. The propaganda by parental alienation and the loss of the minds by fathers. You can quite easily say I've lost my mind, because I have. I've lost my mind. I'm a nutcase. I need to see my kids. When I'm going through this book, I'm looking at Polish and English writing. I'm looking at songs that I've written. They're terrible songs. Hold a father in bondage, abuse his children, engage in sin against father and his children. You are damned to hell. Covering up child abuse. Gorzów Wielkopolski child abuse scandal. The 23rd of the 6th, 2022. I was held down and electronically prison tagged. My ex-partner found it funny when police would manhandle and abuse and assault me. Her mother found it funny. And she had family in the police. She had family in the police. She had a prosecutor live just 2 doors away. We were friends. A prosecutor who took my children away, and she held me as a terrorist. That was Prosecutor Catherine. Same name as my ex, Kasia. Some version of Catherine. I don't know, I've got an anti-Catherine, but everyone I've met, is there any nice Catherines out there? I had an ex-partner. It was Catherine. Everyone's been mental and abusive. God, there must be some nice Catherines out there. Catholics. Fascism. Child abuse. Gorzów Wielkopolski. I'm coming after you. I'm going to come and I'm going to let people know. You can watch Gorzów beat me again at some point in the next few days. I'm going to make it across. I don't have a penny just now. I don't have a penny to buy it. I know I can get across to at least Europe. I can get there for €50. I can get to Europe for €50. If anyone wants to meet up, let me know where you want to meet up in the UK or Europe. I'll come and I'll meet you. If you want to hang out and have a chat and learn a little, because I could do with learning off someone, because all I do is learn about child abuse, parental alienation, the Budvig protocol, healthy food, but trying to apply it in a life that's chaotic is near damn impossible. And the Freemasons are there to create chaos, because that's where they believe they'll get some order. Ardo ob Chow. Order out of chaos. It's all Freemasonic Catholics. I know that might sound as if it doesn't go, but believe me, the Fabians, all these other names we're using, it's the Catholic cult. Every single sorority and fraternity on any university campus, any illuminated group, it's the Catholic cult abusing children. You have to know that. They'll hide behind everything, they'll say the same rules, it's the same people. They abuse children. They're members of multiple named groups, all named the Catholic cult CC33. Catholic cult members, the Freemasons, the 33rd degree, the CC, the Catholic cult is always there. It's always lingering in the background. No matter who you think you're part of it, you're part of the Catholic cult if you're part of any fraternity or sorority. Where I think fathers, parents, men, women, we need to get together because there's tens of thousands, maybe hundreds of millions of us going without our children. And we're the only ones that can keep our children safe because they're with predators right now. They're with parasites right now. Go in your mother's car, sit down and calm down for a wee while. Thanks for sitting in, thanks for listening to some of this. I don't deserve anyone out there helping, but I know that you will help. I know there are people that are going to stick by me and show me love because you've sent me an email, you've offered me money. And although I might not take it, you know, just to reach out, just you, Kelly, just you, Rusty, just you, Darren, just you, Brian in America, just you, the dudes I met in Romania last year, a few years ago, just you guys around Europe. Even the police, when they stop me and say, why do I need to stop you? And you say, it's father's rights, and you shake my hand and say, I understand, it's in every country. There's so many police in every place in Europe stop me, and they've shook my hand. 5 different YouTube channels. I expect this one will be shut down in the next few months. Normally it's 18 months to 2 years. It's been over 10 years that my children have suffered and been abused by this woman in this town of child abusers who protect paedophiles. And I can show you, they can show you. I'm talking the good Polish fathers and mothers can show you that Poland protects pedos. I love my son and daughter so much, Ava and Matthew. We're a little bit crazy. We have so much fun and love together. We have so much fun and love together. Ava and I are crazy. Like, we go crazy. And that's why I think everyone should listen to Stir Crazy with me right now. If it works, and if I don't get blocked, this is for you, Ava. And it's for you too. If you think I'm this, you keep me separated from those that I love so much and love me. Crazy. I'm happy to be crazy. Everyone thinks I'm crazy, but I've got a feeling deep inside that I'd like to be just like me. Crazy, 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 crazy. Once in a while, why don't you let yourself free? I love you so much. My mum, with her tubes up her nose, connected to a machine. I love her. I love you. It's the women in my life. Ava, Daddy loves you. Daddy misses you. Nana loves and misses you. And there's no chance on earth we deserve not to be together. Thanks, people. Thanks for showing some love. And thanks, YouTube, once for letting this message go. Ciao, ciao. Bye.